Hey, what's up, class? This is your professor. I am wanting to talk about the discussion posts for the weekend of April the 27th, is it? Very good discussion post this week. Very good discussion post on the Lori Loughlin trial. More on that in a second. I wanted to remind you guys, like I said last week, I am not going to be able to remind you. These glare on my glasses. I'm not going to be able to remind you every weekend to do assignments. You have to make sure you remember to do it. Like this week, Friday, I was very, very, very busy. So I was unable to get on Facebook, or not Facebook, Canvas rather, and send a ton of emails reminding you to do the discussion. Still though, the same amount of people who did the discussion last week did the discussion this week. So I'm not sure if those reminders really work or not, but I don't mind sending them out when I'm home. Remember, we have a quiz due Sunday. That is April 29th. Make sure you do it. And we're now in midterm week. So next week, you'll still have another discussion due on Friday. The quiz is going to be a little bit different, though, because there's not going to be a quiz. There's going to be an exam, a 50-question exam that's going to consist of the 30 questions from the quizzes that you already took and extra 20 questions. So if you took those quizzes and you saved the answers, you should get at least 30 of those questions right. And then you'll have 2 times to take the exam. That's how that's going to work. And then you have a midterm paper due as well. I'll talk more about that later. Back to this Lori Loughlin discussion. I'm just going through my tablet and reading these comments, and they were very, very good. A lot of diversity of thought. I thought I like the well thought out post because, again, we're not in a classroom setting. We are online. Online limits the interaction that we can do, but these discussions will keep the engagement up on all these political issues that are going on. Political science is criminal justice. It's American government. It's what's going on in the world. It's hard power versus soft power. More on that later. It's a lot of different things. So back to this Lori Loughlin, Felicity Huffman Varsity Blues case. Again, the crime is not, okay, so this is how school works. I'm a USC alumni. I also went to various other colleges, Anna Maria College in Paxton, Massachusetts. This is California State Dominguez Hills. When you are a heavy donor to a school, or an alumni or someone that works at the school or anything like that, when you give a lot of money to the school, a lot of parents expect their children to get into the school, and that's how it works. Now you could question the ethics of that all you want. And it's good to question the ethics of that, because there's not a lot of people who don't have rich parents as donors getting into schools, but that's not what's against the law. I want to make that very clear. Donating to the school and then getting into the school is not against the law. Like that recently happened with Dr. Dre. His daughter got into USC. I'm not sure what the aptitude of Dr. Dre's daughter is, but he gave them like a $70 million endowment or something like that. So of course she's getting into the school. She could be the dumbest person on the planet, giving up that kind of money to that school. She's getting into the school. The thing is, though, what usually happens with these schools is once you get into the school, you are expected to do the work and fulfill the requirements of being in that college. Stay off of academic probation, get the grades every semester. That's still required. What I was calling her character name on Full House, what Lori Loughlin did, and then what Felicity Huffman did is they broke the rules because they're cheating on exams. They're paying proctors to fix exams to make it easier for them to get into school and to stay in school. That is against the law. That's where the jail time comes in. I am of the belief Felicity Huffman pled guilty. Lori Loughlin didn't. Just from my own experiences of working in that court system, I am thoroughly of the belief that Lori Loughlin is going to have to take a plea. And she's going to have to do some jail time, because the thing about it is, and that's why Felicity Huffman took the plea, there's really no arguing that what they did was ethical or obey the law. It's just not. So they're gonna, I don't think they should do ridiculous amounts of jail time. But the problem is you're showing favoritism to rich people if they're just able to pay their way out of this mess. I do agree with a lot of you on that, like Kone. Again, I love your post, man. You do a very, very good job. And Felicia Ortega, I thought your post was very, very good. I just want to name out. There was one post that I wanted to read that was very, very long and lengthy. Shantae, you do a masterful job at posting. Good stuff. And that's what I want to see, is a substantive post from people. I want to see posts that that pop. Not everybody's gonna have the time to do like a 3 or 4 page post, and I don't expect you to do that. But I just expect you to contribute to the discussion. And this week, most of you did that. I go through these things and read them before I assign grades on them. Let me see. I'm still looking for this one post. And then Susan Kana Huatai. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. I liked your post too, but I just can't co-sign on breaking the law for your children. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any children yet, but I don't think I'm going to be doing that. It's just me. But you're entitled to your opinion. Jacqueline, I love your post too. Yeah, I love your post. You said a lot of good things and a lot of substantive things. And like you said, it's really hard to say what the exact punishment should be, because again, these are rich people, and let's be honest, how hard are they going to feel the punishment? I mean, they'll get the tarnishment to their reputation, but everybody loves a comeback story in Hollywood, right? Alicia, great post as always. I appreciate your candor. Let me see. I'm trying to find that one. This one post from Diana Perez. That was the one I was looking at. You were talking about how you've been in that system before and been arrested. I've been in that system before too. I've been arrested, and I wasn't arrested for I've been arrested multiple times because when I was younger, I was dumb and got in multiple like trouble, but never for any big offenses. A lot of my offenses were like driving, like not obeying tickets, paying tickets, and missing court and stuff like that. And they put you in jail with everybody. You know what I'm saying? You when you get arrested and when you're in holding, when you're in Twin Towers, you're in jail with the whole population. So that's important to understand. And going through that, Diana, it's congratulations for being back in school. You said in your post, I was arrested and in 2013 was charged and sentenced to federal court to 24 months in federal prison for bribery. God damn. Kudos to you for being back in school. I really love those kind of stories. Long story short, I worked in the federal government and turned my head and paid to let something happen that shouldn't have and were caught up. And that's the story of a lot of people is, the difference between you and somebody rich is you got caught. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference between you and everybody else is you just got caught and you got yourself in a messed up situation. The second person was able to pay their way out. You know what I'm saying? And you had to do this time. So you have this opinion, and I love it. Is like whatever the sentence guidelines for whatever they did, you recommend that. I believe they should receive. And you said at the end of the day, no matter what their criminal history point may be or what the guidelines say, it ultimately it's up to the judge. My mandatory minimum for my sentence was 5 years. My goodness, man, that is a long time. And then I love how people when it comes to jail sentences, they say stuff like 5 years is not that long a time. A lot of things can happen in 5 years. That is important to understand. When you're in jail, you miss out on things. Life is passing you by while you're in jail. You're in being preserved, eating that nasty jail food and stuff. And life on the outside is continuing to move forward. People are dying, good friends, grandmothers are dying. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother is 87 years old. I hope I have her for another 40, 50 years. But, to be realistic, getting sentenced and put in jail, and my grandmother's 87 in 5 years, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, that's 92 years old. And if she's not, still around by that time, you could miss the funeral. A lot of different things could happen. So, kudos to you, for being able to, get out of there and be back in school, Diana Perez. And that shows a lot of rigor, and it shows that you're going to go far in life. But yeah, that story is, and also I appreciate you sharing that story, Diana, because that's not something you had to share with the class. So just keep up the good work. But let me see if you say anything in your post. I'm sure they got a great plea deal, not to admit guilt, but to basically give away everyone they can. Honestly, if she gets off, that is going to, let me see. I'm sorry, my glasses. I'm nearsighted, and my laptop is a little far away. So without them, but I didn't want that glare on the video. Is going to make me wonder who else was paid off. Yeah, the DA, the judge. I don't think they're getting off. I really don't. I could be wrong because this is Hollywood, and rich people get off for a lot of shit. But the fact that Felicity Huffman took a plea deal and is going to do a minimal amount of jail time, nothing crazy. I think Laughlin is going to have to do the same thing. I just really do believe that. Well, anyway, that's 15 minutes. I usually like to keep these things under 7 minutes, but this was a very, very, very spirited discussion. Shouts out to all of you who participated. I love this class. I really do. I love your energy. I love the participatory factor. The fact that you guys participate in these discussions and add a lot. It means so much to a professor. It really, really does. Again, I love you guys. Make sure you do not forget that quiz this Sunday. Let's bang out this midterm and finish as hard as hell. All right, we got 8 weeks to do this shit. So we gotta take in as much knowledge as we can with those PowerPoints, that text. Just read. Continue to call me at respectable times like you guys have been doing. Continue to email me. Continue to interact with me, and I'll interact with you, and I'll try to participate in the discussion a little bit more this week. This past week was just way too busy. I went out of town and a lot of different stuff going on, and I'm going to the Jazz Festival today in Carson. So shout out to all of you guys. Peace. Have a great rest of the week.